Hi there, it's Jen 109 and it's Friday, November 24th. I'm here live with you. If you're there joining me, please let me know. If you're catching the replay later, please let me know. So what I like to do every Friday is go live and create a card for you from start to finish. But first, what I want to do is do a draw for the card that I made the week before. And the way you get in on that draw is to comment, like, and share this week's video, and then next week your name will be automatically in the draw. So I'm just going to well, first of all, here, let me just show you the card that I made last week. So it was this pretty Noel card with some die cutting. And then on the inside, there was a little pocket and a little space for a cute little gift card. And that was using the little gift card holders from Stampin' Up. So very cute. So I'm going to just jump over to my section here where I can do the draw. So give me 1 second here. And here we go. So as long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, you can win this card. Oh, and the winner is me. Well, that's not going to work. So let's pick another winner. Here we go. It used to allow me to strip myself out of the oh, there's a good winner, Nicole, out of the draw, but I can't do that anymore with this without paying money for this software. So so to keep it free, my name has to be in there. So congratulations to Nicole. Nicole's actually usually on here live with me. So I'm not sure if she's there yet or not. Let me just jump back over. I see Donna and Eileen there. Hello, hello. So without further ado, I'm going to just jump right into making a card. Congratulations to Nicole, who won this week's draw, and to get in our last week's draw, which was held this week, for the card I made last week. So to get in on this week's draw, all you have to do is comment, like, or share this video, and then you will automatically get in there. Okay, so one little tiny piece of housekeeping I want to show you first, and that is this mini catalog is retiring. That means by the end of December, you'll no longer be able to get anything out of it. And there is a retiring list that I've formatted and stuff for you that has a list of all the products. There are two versions, one by page number, so you can go through page by page and mark. Like I actually like to go and mark with a little R what's actually retiring in my book, so I know. Or there's one by type of thing, so if you want to look at all the stamp sets first, the embellishments, you can do that. So I will put a link to that here. It's on my website too, just so you know that that's there. And the things with retiring is it's first come, first serve. So whenever it sells out, it sells out. So even though it goes to the end of December, it is likely that it won't last that long. There are a few specials. One stamp set in particular is 60% off, but most of them are kind of regular price. So check that out. I have marked where there's a discount. Okay, so two things I want to show you in this book here today. Both of which are not retiring. They will not necessarily be showing up in the next catalog right away, but they're going to be available. Okay, so one of them is this Rustic Crate. Now it is on the list only because it is going to be unbundled when it becomes available again. So right now you can get it as a bundle for 10% off. So unbundled means the parts will be available, but separately. So if you like getting the dies with the stamp set, then that's something you want to look at. And the other thing I want to show you that I'm going to be using today is this here on page 34. It may be something you missed. It's certainly easy to miss. It's right in the middle of the catalog, and it's brushed gold cards and envelopes. And I'm going to show them to you because that's what I'm going to use today. And I will check your comments there in a second. So I've already opened my package. There are 20. So they look like this. This is the envelope. Very pretty. So see that brushed gold on there. And then that's on the flap. And then the card base. I'll just pull one out here. And they're a little bit larger than I think. No, maybe not. They're exactly the same. I think. Hold on. I'm pulling a card from last week. Oh no, they're exactly the same. So they're already scored and everything, so you can just run your fingernail down there and you're done. And it's front and back has got that lovely design on it. So that's what we're going to use for our card base today. So this is just nice and easy way to do cards. Barb says she's watching from Rosetown, Saskatchewan, and she says, congratulations to Nicole. That's very nice of you. I'm going to choose my bone folder to give this a nice sharp crease. What is the weather like in Saskatchewan? Have you got snow there yet? Okay, so we've had snow flurries a few times here in Kingston. Ontario, but they've nothing stuck around. So here is the Rustic Crate. I love this. It's got a nice fall image, the Christmas one, which I'm going to do now, and this other one, which could be anything, and I have a sample to show you. So at the end, don't go away because I will show you that before I sign off. So I've got my dies in here. And so what's nice about these dies is they have, just pull this back, something that will cut out all of these images, and then there's extras. So there's like a wooden crate. It's got actually lines on it. There's the handle. That's what just flew off here. There's another crate version. There's some cute gloves. There's all these extra bits, and I actually just cut them out today. I normally do a little page, but I haven't actually got that far with this set yet. It's got like a little label, and there's like little studs, and there's all sorts of cute little extras in this stamp set. This could totally end up being a gardening set or something for someone. So I kind of like that. Anyways, okay, so let me start. We're going to be coloring. So I got a piece of basic white here. Excuse me. I don't know why I come on here and I get a little tickle. Basic white, it's just a piece of scrap. It's large, actually. It's a really large scrap. I didn't need it to be quite that big. So I'm using Memento Black, and I really like to squish this on to make sure it's well inked. And I'm going to just push that down. Excuse me, I can't believe that tickle is going to get me right now. I guess I haven't talked too much today yet. One of those things when you work by yourself. I guess I haven't talked to, oh, that didn't go so well. I probably needed to phone some people today to get my voice working. Okay, let me try that again. And I just realized I might have done that off camera. Okay, good, perfect. So that's with Tuxedo Black Memento ink. We need that in order to color with our blends markers. And the other other stamp set I'm using is Celebrate with Tags. This is in the main catalog. It's got all these different things, including a Merry Christmas, which I like. So I'm going to use that after. So I just put that aside. Okay, so let's see. Barb says we had snow, but it's all gone, and neither in the forecast, which is fine by her. Yes, it's funny how as we get I don't know how about you, but as I get older and my kids aren't little, I don't really care for the snow that much. The dog likes it. That's about the only thing I can say. I've got here light Real Reds blends, and that's what I'm going to start with. And I know this is a little tiny space for you to be able to see. So as I color, I'm going to hold it up here, okay? And hopefully my voice holds out here. I'm going to just color with the light Real Red all of these petals. Whoops, except for maybe not the leaves would be a good idea. So you know what? I'm going to fix that right now. Oh, look at that. Pen falling apart on me. Excuse me. Oh, dear. I'm going to take my color lifter. This is where the leaf is going to go. And I'm just going to do this now. If you just color over top of it, it kind of pushes that color into the paper. I just want it to be dry before I go ahead and do the leaf. Okay, so back to the regular scheduled program. I find I tend to turn this, as you can see, this way and that in order to see what I'm doing here. I'm not being super careful. I'm trying to stay in the lines. I'm not making sure I have it all because I know I'm going to be going over this a few times. So I'll just hold this up so you can see so far. Okay, so this is the light Real Red. This is kind of my base that I'm doing. Looks like my nib has poked right out when I pulled that marker out, so I'll be able to push that back in after. I'll just leave it out now. I know watching someone color can be quite boring, but sometimes it's nice to see it all from start to finish. Like I said, I'm not being super careful to get everything colored, just kind of getting that color on there. I'll try and push that. Okay, so now I'm going to take the dark Real Red and I'm going to go over and anything where it's going to be underneath. So there's a few petals, and I'll hold this up in a second so you can see. Like this one here and that one that I just did that are underneath this image. So they're sort of like the bottom leaves, and those ones I'm coloring completely with the dark Real Red. You can kind of pick and choose which ones you want to do. So I want them to be darker because they're underneath, obviously. And then I'm going to just do each of the little stems in the flowers. I'm giving it a pop of that color again. Okay, then I'm going to come back in with my light real red. I'm going to try and push that nib in a bit. And I'm going to just color. It's kind of bothering me. Hold on a second. Let me get another one out here. There we go. It's a little bit better. I do not want to color my envelope, so I'm going to move that aside. Okay, so now I'm going to be a little more careful. And as I'm working, I am actually pulling some of that darker color into the leaves, petals. And it's giving it a little bit of variation in color. It's a really small area, this poinsettia, so it's hard to get through lots of blending. Okay, but I am going to go in now with a dark cherry cobbler. Here we go so far. Hello from Kitchener, watching from Wisconsin, I can't say it. And Yvonne's here too. Hello, hello. So now I'm going to add in more color, especially around the center with the dark. This is the light cherry cobbler. So it's just a little bit darker than the real red. In fact, I think I want my actual dark cherry cobbler too. Hold on, I didn't pull that one out. Here we go. And I'm just going to use the little nub end here. Right around the center of the flower, I want it to be quite dark. Okay, and then the other thing I'm going to do, here I'll hold that up too. I guess just little tiny itty bitty changes is I'm going to take my, not this one, my dark real red. And you know, these blender pens are so lovely that even if you just colored them with a straight color, it's going to be gorgeous. And I am just going around the edges here where it might be darker from the shadow of the other leaf. The other petal, I should say. Okay, so you can play with this however long you want. Okay, so let me do the, here we go. I feel like I could do a little bit more shading there, but let me start with because it might be easier to see the petals. So I'm going to start with the light Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do these petals on this side first. And I'm going to color them all with light Granny Apple Green. And again, I'll hold this up so you can see it. Hoping this is dry over here where I made that boo-boo. Does anybody have snow who's watching? So there we go, light Granny Apple Green. And then I'm going to take the dark Granny Apple Green and I'm going to go around where the petals of the poinsettia are resting on the leaves, because I feel like that would be darker, would be in shadow. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then I've got, just to go darker one more, I've got dark Old Olive. And I'm just going to go on the little veins of a couple parts of the leaves. So let me hold that up again. Okay, so I'm going to call that done, except I didn't do the center. So let me add the center. It's not going to matter anyways because of what I'm going to do later, but I just colored it green. Okay, so, oh, I know what, oh, I forgot this part. So I've got my color lifter. You already saw me use it for one thing, but here's another thing you can do with it. So I can lift off some of that color near the ends of the petals, just some of the bigger ones. You know how poinsettia often towards the end of the petals they're kind of lighter, especially over here where it overhangs. So I can just kind of lift some of that color. Again, I'm not sure if you can see that, but you'll definitely see it in my finished sample here. Okay, and then I'm going to take this little wood crate. I'm going to just leave this one-dimensional, even though there is the option to make it three-dimensional with all the different die parts. I mean, we'll pop this up on dimensionals, but it's already got this lovely pattern in it, so I'm just coloring it all over with pecan pie, light pecan pie. And see how easily and quickly that blender marker goes on. That blends marker, I should say. And then I've got the dark one here, and I'm going to just use it to just add some darkness maybe around those knots. And maybe one or two little veins here that are maybe darker. Okay, and then I'll take the dies and I'll cut them out. So I saved time here by pre-doing that for you. So you can actually, I think this one here, I've taken just a little bit more time so you can see some of the shading that's on there. You can see very light flurries in Burlington. Oh dear. And sunny and warm in Vancouver, which is normal, right? And no snow in Thunder Bay. Interesting. Okay, so I've also die cut a piece of Very Vanilla. And yes, I know the card base is white, but it is okay to mix vanilla and white. Oh, there's a lid to marker. Fell on the floor. Hold on, I gotta grab it. Hold on. Because I don't want that marker to dry out. These are alcohol markers, so you really do want to cap them when you're done. And you hear that nice click. That means they're closed. I'm just getting them out of the way. Okay, so I've got Granny Apple Green here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of green. I'm just rubbing off that initial load of ink because it's very dark. And I'm just going to rub it here on my green. This is a deckled circle that I cut out. It's vanilla. And it's hard to tell because the vanilla is very light. But if you lay it against the white card, you can see. But the white and vanilla look really pretty together. And then I've added that. The other thing I'm going to do, again, I'm going to dab my ink off. I'm going to add some green here. I'm just going to sort of pull down because this pattern is kind of pulled down. So I'm just going to add that in there. Just like that. Pretty, eh? Okay, next, let me see. Let's build this part first. So I'm going to put this on here. And my tape is about to run out. I can tell. I don't know if you can see this on camera. See the red? That means it's about to run out. I thought I'll let it run out on camera so you guys can see me change it. You may have done that before, but watch it not run out now. Okay, so I'm just adding that piece on there, and then I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I'm going to add them here. Now, this past weekend, we had a little play date with my demonstrators in my group, and I demonstrated something to them, which I'll probably demonstrate to you guys at some point in the next week or so. I had a brand new sheet of dimensionals, and I showed how I just cracked them open and grabbed them from the middle. Well, that made many of them gasp because they like to start at one edge and work their way through. So what are you? Are you a straight edge dimensional person, or do you just grab them from wherever? It was a big debate. So this is going to go on here like this. Very pretty. And I'm going to emboss the greeting down here, and that is the one that's going to be from this set. Celebrate with Tags with a Merry Christmas. So that is in the annual catalog. So to emboss, first thing I'm going to do is take my embossing buddy and just take out any static that's on the paper. I've got my little tray here with gold powder in it. I've got my Versamark ink, and I've got my heat tool. I can't believe that tape didn't run out. And I don't think I'm using it again. That's funny. And I'm going to grab my stamp. Grab whatever is on Donna's straight edge. See, there really is camps here. So I'm going to grab my Versamark. When you get yours, it's all nice and white and clean. But if you don't perfectly clean your stamps, it's going to grab a little bit of ink transfer. Still works just fine, though. So, and I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas down towards the bottom here. Okay, I know you're not going to be able to see it until I sprinkle some powder over top. So this is the gold powder. And tap it off. Oops, I missed the C. Okay, and then I always turn the heat gun on for a few minutes and let it heat up before I heat this. And then what you'll see me do is just go slowly over each part of that. So here we go, it's loud. See that changing? See the gold versus the dark? So once it's done, you want to turn that gun off and move it away, because if you keep going, you're going to burn it. And it will turn from this nice shiny gold into sort of a dull color again. So it's very pretty, matches this gold very nicely. Let me move these things out of the way. Okay, so I have here somewhere, here we go, ribbon. This is from the annual catalog. It is vanilla and gold ribbon, and I am going to use a little bit more tape here. Oh, and it's lasting. And I'm going to put that there. So this is part of the reason I wanted to bring in the vanilla, because I've got this vanilla ribbon. I'm going to pull it around here, make sure it's straight on the inside of my card. I love the look of a ribbon on the inside of the card. And that doesn't look too straight, does it? Let's peel that up and straighten it out here. Thank you, you guys, for joining me today. I always enjoy having people here live with me. And of course, if you're watching the replay later, that's great too. And I've got a pair of ribbon scissors here. These are just paper snips that I use only for ribbons. Okay, that looks pretty straight. Okay, so this is going to go on here, and I'm going to use dimensionals. That does not look straight to me. There we go. Okay. Plus, I'm going to show you, I have a sample here. Oh, and here's the other trick. So this is the middle right here. I can tell because my box is there. So that's where I'm going to go on the ribbon. So I don't really want to put dimensionals there if I can help it, because it'll just rock a little bit more. Anyways, where was I? I'm going to show you my sample that I built first, because I did the ribbon slightly different. And you can tell me what you like best. Plus, I do have another sample that is not a Christmas sample, using the exact same layout, same stamp set. And I'll show that to you too. Okay, so there we go. So far, so pretty. And then I'm going to take this ribbon and I'm going to tie it into a bow. Now, if this is something you find hard to do, then take the top of a lid of something, like a tall jar with a narrow top on it, something even like this around the top there, and tie it around there. And then that might be easier for you. But I just make a loose bow and then I fiddle with it until it looks the way I want it to look. And I always leave it on the spool so I don't cut too much extra. Cut the ribbon on an angle. So now I'm going to use some glue dots, and I will look at your comments again here in a second. I get into the groove here, what I'm doing. And I'm going to grab, let's say 1, 2 glue dots, and I'm going to stick it right on here. Okay, and the other nice thing with glue dots, I'm going to grab a tool here, my Take a Pick tool, is that you can use them to train your ribbon. Come here, you. So this ribbon's kind of up and out of the way, so I'm going to put a glue dot down there. I'm going to tell you, ribbon, you go down there like that. That's how I want you to look. So pretty. Okay, so I think I'm going to trim those ends just a little bit more. Here's another pair of ribbon scissors. I just have ribbon on them so I can tell. There we go, that's better, then we can see the Merry Christmas. Okay, so here's another little trick I'm going to do here. I'm going to take a glue dot, and this is a little different than I did in my sample too, so we're going to hope it works. And I'm going to lay it in the center, like so. And I'll tell you how I did my other sample after. I'll just get rid of these so you can see the glue dots right in the center. And then I'm going to bring in this stuff, which I showed you last week with the gilded leafing. So this is in the catalog. It's also my product spotlight for the month. So when you order this, you're actually going to get 3 idea sheets using that. So what I've done here is I've put some of the gilded leafing in a box because it tends to expand a little Tupperware container. And I'm actually just going to sprinkle a tiny bit extra on here. And you can see it comes in these big loose sheets. And it will get all over if you're not careful. So I'm just going to bit that back in there. My finger's a little wet from where I touched my glass. Put that over there, and I've got a sponge here, so I'm going to use that to kind of mush that gold leafing into that glue dot, and let's hope that that's enough to make it stick. Oh yeah, look at that one. Oh, so pretty. I'll hold it up after so you can see it. And it's perfectly round, which is nice. So I'm really mushing that in there so the little flake particles kind of flake off on there. And then I can brush away the extra. Oh, so pretty. Love that. And that's just with a glue dot. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way before we, oops, better save that one. Save the gold. And of course I poofed. And here's more. Gently close the lid. Okay, so what else do I want to do to this card? I'm going to add some more bling to it because it's not blingy enough, right, with all the gold. Here we go. These guys. These are becoming one of my favorite gems, actually. They're also in the annual catalog. They're called Adhesive Back Sparkle Gems. And they have this silver or white color, a black, and then this, it's like a gold/copper color almost. But it matches well enough. So I'm going to pop these on here. I'm using my Take-A-Pick tool, by the way, if you have not seen this before. It is quite an amazing tool. It's got the little end thing, and then it's got this little putty end as well that can pick up those tools. So there's 1, 2. We always want to add 3. So let's add a third one. And when your putty is not working anymore, you just pull it off. It's garbage. And then you just dial this up. Get some more putty. And here we go. And I'll add another one over there. Okay, so here we go. Let me show you the finished one and then my other one. What do you think? So pretty. And there's, don't forget the matching envelope. So we'll go with it. So when I send you the card, I'll send you the matching envelope too. So pretty. Okay, so let me show you my original sample. Okay, so let me show you the differences. First of all, the bow. So this bow, I took the ribbon, I tied it into a bow right in the front. So this bow is a little more loosey-goosey, which is fine. I could maybe use some glue dots to hold it, but this bow is a lot tidier. So I'm not sure which one you prefer. This one I pulled more green down into the card than I did on this one. The other thing, if you look really closely at the two centers, these ones I just put some glue in the center and then added this stuff, and it's kind of smeared. So I wasn't loving that, but I do really like the circular version of the gold dust. And I think that's it. I actually kind of like the green. The green pulls down here into where the Merry Christmas is, and the dots, I put them in a bit of a different spot. So that's one card and one sample. And then let me show you, let me look what you're saying first, and then I'm going to show you another sample. Stunning. Such a beautiful card. Gorgeous. Love that idea. Beautiful card, Janice says. Hi, Janice. Marg says, love the card. Okay, so thanks, guys. Lots of nice compliments. It's the gold backing, right, that really makes that. So here's another version. Same stamp set, same cards, but this time I did the little flowers and stuff, and I used Lost Lagoon, Soft Seafoam, and Granny Apple Green. And again, I pulled that Lost Lagoon down with the ink, used some Lost Lagoon gems, and I used, this is gold foil, and let me show you the stamp set. Here, that's one of the extras in here. There's a little hello die. How cute is that? And so I just cut that out of gold foil with a little adhesive backing sheet on it. So how cute would that be to send to somebody? I almost like this card. I'm not going to say better because Christmas card's different, right? But I really, really like this card with the gold and the blue. I think it's just stunning. And a little bit of the green. So pretty. So that'll be a fun card to send to someone too. Okay, guys, tell me what you think. What's your favorite? And let's see here. Very nice, Yvonne says. Good, awesome. So remember to comment. Let me just pop myself back in here. Remember to comment, like, or share the video, and then you'll be in the draw for the next week. And just like, I think I have gold flakes on me. Thank you so much for joining me today or on a replay, and I will be back again next week. And I wish you a very happy, wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.